he's been on the shoulder of the freeway trying to get around some of that heavy rush hour traffic. Right now, he's brought the speeds down just a bit here as he starts to make his way off towards Sepulveda. He keeps kind of wandering into the left shoulder there. Let's see what he does if he tries to get off. There's Nash Street, so the next one's Sepulveda, and that is the one that will take you into the tunnel northbound towards the LAX terminals. That will certainly make for some very interesting circumstances there if he heads towards the airport. And that's right now what he's setting up to do, unless he does a fake. We have heard that he's been faking the cops out here, but no, look at that. He commits to Sepulveda. So let me give you the wide shot of where he is. He's going to be coming down there towards the tunnel. And he's got a lot of traffic, like you mentioned, up ahead of him here at the light. This light tends to stack up pretty good here.
Really
They may take it upon themselves to go ahead and end this right now. But look at that. That looks like actually like an Anaheim PD car that we're looking at right there. Goes through the shoulder. We've actually seen other pursuits make their way through this over the years here. One famous one where a guy had carjacked a truck, ended up jumping out and carjacked a van with a guy that was going on a job interview. That one got a lot of attention in the media. But here he goes under the South Complex. They're going to pop out on the other side here, and when they do, he'll immediately be confronted with the decision to keep going north or go into the terminal. Yeah, go ahead.
As we wait for him to come out the other end of the tunnel, let me ask you, the rear end damage on the car pretty significant. Have you heard word that they've tried a pit maneuver on this vehicle?
We have not heard. That's certainly a possibility, but we have not heard any specifics in terms of where that damage came out. You see people starting to pull over, so you know that they are getting close here, and that is certainly making some noise here where they're coming through the tunnel now. Well, look at this. All of a sudden, these people pull over, but the cops and the bad guy have not emerged here, so we're just going to wait to see what happens. Our pilot, Mark Kona, working with the LAX air traffic controllers. This area, as you can imagine, pretty heavily controlled. And what we're doing is we're crossing over the South Complex now, and we're going to work in between the North and South Complexes and try to get a peek down into that tunnel. But he's basically under this section right here in the tunnel that leads you off to the terminal area here. And we don't know if he crashed or pulled over or what. So we're going to try to get into a position where we can show it to you.
Under normal traffic conditions, he would have been through there. I've been through there a million times, and it takes maybe 60 seconds to get through there. So
yeah, that's a CHP motorcycle officer coming out of the tunnel right there. That's kind of interesting. And the LA airport police were actually coming in from the south side while we're watching this CHP officer emerging from the north side here, but we just don't know how far back in there all this activity is taking place here. There you go, CHP now getting off of his bike, walking back into the tunnel. This is certainly an odd one here, and again, northbound Sepulveda trying to get into the tunnel to go to LAX right now, shut down while they work on this police chase.
We're getting word from our desk here from Tustin PD that this started with a residential burglary in southeast Tustin in the Pepper Tree Homes subdivision. Apparently, an officer saw the suspect fleeing and started pursuit. They lost him, but shortly thereafter, another unmarked police vehicle spotted the suspect on the westbound 91, waited for backup before indicating the pursuit again. It's unknown if the suspect is armed. We're just getting this word in from our desk, so we thought we'd pass it along. So that gives you an idea of sort of the genesis of this pursuit.
Yeah, that certainly helps, and you can see right now all these cars have just basically been brought to a stop as a result of this pursuit.
Hey,
here is all that police activity right here.
Alex, let me interrupt you for a second. We've got Sergeant Jeff Hilaire from Tustin PD on the phone. Sergeant, are you there?
Yeah, it's Jeff Blair from Tustin PD.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. Could you tell us, sir, we got a little sense of how this all began. Do you, first of all, know, is this a Code 4 situation now, or what are we looking at here inside of this tunnel here near LAX?
Yeah, I'm monitoring the radio traffic, and it sounds like they employed a pit maneuver to disable the vehicle, but they have not taken the suspect into custody yet.
So the charges against this fellow likely are going to stack up. Can you give us an idea of just some of them that he might be facing?
Well, ultimately, this is Tustin PD's case, so the actual suspect will come back to Tustin to face the charges of the initial crime, which is the residential burglary, and then everything else will stack on top of that, the vehicle pursuit, fleeing the officers, and whatever else he's got going on.